Hi there and welcome to my channel. My name is Jacob and I am a huge Broadway fan. In this video I'm going to be talking about my experience at the musical Some Like It Hot on Broadway, which is currently playing at the Shubert Theater. So I got to see it in March of 2023 and I thought the whole thing was amazing. We got our tickets at, I believe it was TKTS in Times Square. My dad and I had tried to rush tickets to Bad Cinderella and that didn't work out. And so we went to TKTS and got fairly cheap tickets to Some Like It Hot for that day. And it was a matinee at 3 o'clock. And so I was very excited. Some Like It Hot, I had very much heard about. The cast recording had come out the day before we saw it. And so I had been listening to it all night and I was very excited to see it. So we got our tickets that morning and then we had some errands to run, and so then we got to the theater about half an hour early, I think it was, and the Shubert Theater is very beautiful. It bumps up right next to Shubert Alley, which has like the One Shubert Alley store and all the posters of Broadway shows around it, and the Shubert Theater and the Booth Theater, which are back to back, are some of my favorites because they're very picturesque and pretty. And so Some Like It Hot, being at the Shubert, has, I don't even know what to call it. It's like an awning almost, where it has the carpet and it leads it up to the front door and it says Some Like It Hot and it's blue and it's very cool. And another thing that makes the Shubert Theater cool is that any show that's there has, instead of a marquee with like the poster on it, it's like a traditional Broadway marquee that has the letters written in lights, and so the stars would truly get to see their name in lights, and so it's very cool. And I love the outside of the house for the Shubert. So when we got in, they scanned our tickets, and I can't really exactly remember what we did next, but I think we went straight to our seats. And so our seats were on the mezzanine, the balcony, and we were, I think, the third or fourth row back, but our view was great. I don't think there's any obstructed view necessarily in the Shubert. So after we got to our seats, I think I went to the bathroom, and like any other Broadway theater, the bathrooms are small and there's always a line, but what do? You just wait. And so that's why it's always good to be early to a show, because you never know what's gonna happen. So after that, I went down and I went to the merch stand. I'm pretty sure the merch stand is on the very, very bottom floor of the Shubert Theater, which I didn't mind. It was very cool to get to walk up and down the theater and see all the different parts of it. And so I got a zip-up hoodie with, it says Some Like It Hot right here. I got a t-shirt that says Some Like It Hot, and then I think their pin set, I know I got the pin set, I think that's all I got. And the lady at the merch stand was super nice, and we had a little chit chat, and I thought it was a great experience down there. And so after the merch, I went back up to my seat to watch the show. When you walk into the house, you're on the floor, and then you go up another flight of stairs to the mezzanine balcony, and those seats, they're comfy, but they're tight and they're very steep. That's a design of the theater, like someone chose that, but it's very, very steep, so you're standing there, and if you have to get up during the middle of a show to go to the bathroom, it's very tight and almost dangerous to walk past everyone. So that is one thing I would say, is it's not very wheelchair or handicap accessible, and it's very hard to get by during a show, or even at intermission, everyone had to file out of the row before you could go to the bathroom. So that was one downside of that theater. But our view was great, and I didn't have to worry about seeing over anyone's head or anything because it was so steep, so I had my own view, and it was great. The curtain at Some Like It Hot, it's hard to describe as well, because I'm pretty sure it's just a scrim, so it's just like a painted or printed curtain that has the design on it, and the design is like a fan, almost a trifold kind of thing, where it goes back and forth with different colors, and it's blue, and it has a light strip around the proscenium arch, and so it's very pretty. I loved it. I think I have a picture that I'll insert here. And then the show started, and I loved the show. J. Harrison G's performance as Daphne, truly moving. They deserved that Tony Award. I was so happy when they won the Tony because you can tell they are ingrained in that character and they are a part of that show, that like the show's been written around them. So it was an amazing performance. And then Christian Borle, who plays Joe, was out of the show that day, but his understudy was on and he was phenomenal. Like, didn't miss a beat. It was great. I couldn't complain, and so it was great. And then we saw Adriana Hicks as Sugar, and Adriana Hicks is one of my favorites. I got to see her in 6 on Broadway as well, and she continuously gives outstanding performances, and so that I thought was great. And then Natasha Yvette Williams as Sweet Sue was excellent. I had definitely heard of Natasha Yvette Williams before. She'd done Chicago and Waitress, I think, and a few other shows, but this one really highlighted her skills and talents, and she had exceptional comedic timing. So that huge props to her, because she now has another big fan. So yeah. So after the show, they escorted us down because like I was saying, in order to get to the balcony, you have to go through the lower part of the house first. So they escorted us down to the lower house, and there's no confetti in this show, so I didn't go get any from the floor. But we took, I always take like one of the cups from, like if people buy cups at the bar or something, these are what they look like at Some Like It Hot. It says Some Like It Hot with the art. It's very pretty, and it says Telecharge and the Schubert Organization. So I like it. It's cool. And so I always take one of those. And then it takes you back out into Schubert Alley. So we walked out, and then I had my playbill, and so I went straight to this stage door, and I got it signed by a bunch of the lovely cast members. And so I got to meet Christian Borle's understudy, who was on that day, and he was super nice and signed my playbill, and it was awesome. And a bunch of the ensemble members came out, and it was so fun to talk to them because I asked them a lot about where they'd gone to school and all that, and their journey to the show, and so it was very fascinating to learn. And then I got to meet J. Harrison G at the stage door, and I took a picture with them, which I'll put here. And they were so sweet, and they signed my playbill, they let me take a picture, and they were very zen. I don't even know if zen, but like calm, and I was like, oh my gosh, you just finished a Broadway show, and I'm sure you're exhausted, but they were so sweet, and so it was awesome. And then Natasha Yvette Williams came out, signed my playbill, took a picture with me, and then she recorded me for her Instagram, which was so unnecessary and awesome of her, and we had a full conversation, and she's so sweet. I don't think she ended up posting me on her Instagram because she filmed me, and then I like completely froze up because I was so starstruck, and but it was super sweet of her, and only great memories from that. And so and then after that, we kind of walked away. We left, and the cast was still outside talking to each other, and I was like, my world is like mixing, and it was crazy. And then funny side story, my brother and I paused to take a picture outside of the theater, and we were like hugging each other and all that, and my parents were in front of us, and then someone from behind us yells, "Hey, you too!" And I turned around and like, what? And in my head, I thought it was like, "Hey, you two, like you two boys," or something like that. But really, the guy was saying, "Hey, you too, like you have a nice day too." And so I didn't register that, but I turned around, and who was it but James Monroe Iglehart, like Tony winner, Broadway legend. It blew my mind. So yeah, that was my experience at Some Like It Hot on Broadway. It was exquisite. My only complaint would be the seats in the balcony are very tight and very steep, and so it can be kind of dangerous to get in and out. But besides that, I thought the show was great, and the cast was amazing. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.